on, Robert. Give me like two minutes, bro. Oh hell! That's right, folks. Live here at Free Admissions. This is the Gym Crasher with me, Joey the Bull, Adam, the Giraffe,
Grappling giraffe.
the Grappling Giraffe, and the one and only Debo in the house. What's up, Mendoza?
What up, guys?
So how you know what? It's great seeing you. I'm glad you made it safe. If you guys don't pay attention to her social media, what's out there right now, she went to Colombia and she enjoyed herself. She had a great trip and I like all the videos you had. It was very old school, all the buildings. It reminded me of like, you look at some old footage, like, if you go to like I've never been to Cuba, but like all the old buildings in Cuba, or if you go downtown Santa Ana on 4th Street,
Yeah.
old school buildings, but I like that whole old school.
Really going
atmosphere.
far there with Santa Ana.
Well, yeah, that's where I'm from, Holmes. Better recognize this, eh? That's from the
Me too, bro.
That's where, yeah, see, look at this.
Look at that.
All day, every day, homie. That's when all the Latino comes out of me. Otherwise, now I'm in Lake Forest, now I talk like this. I'm very proper.
I feel
Very
you.
Irvine.
I know.
All
Well,
right.
very Elisa Viejo.
All right. Anyway,
How's it going?
So how was your trip?
It was so great, man. So I was in a little pueblo called Santa Elena, and literally like all the last names there are Jaramillo, and my mom's last name is Jaramillo. Like
wow.
every corner was like my cousin, my auntie, my uncle. So basically my whole family lives
I was
there.
about to say, you were talking town, huh?
Yeah.
Diana's just walking in. She's
can
like,
imagine.
"You mess with me, you messing with my family."
It's just literally how it is. I have a bunch of primos and everybody everywhere, and so it was really cool, man. So everyone kind of claims that they're my cousin too, so I'm like, okay, I'm not sure, but what's up, like as soon as when you're like an American there, you're like popular,
Oh,
everyone knows like, oh shit, like that's cool,
You in the land of opportunity.
a land of opportunity, exactly.
Sorry, I'm right now. I'm posting because the last minute deal, so I'm make sure
Yeah,
everybody's
do-
watching
do
out
your
there.
thing, dude.
You going good, Joey. You gotta
So-
pump up the show. We got a big moment coming up.
We do have a big moment, and let's save that for a little later. But so, how was the weather in Colombia? I can imagine it was scorching hot. You were just
Oh,
probably
yeah.
I can't say that term. Burn your balls off. Let's say burn whatever you have off.
Ovaries off.
There you go. Your ovaries. She said it. I did it. I didn't want to get like these things. Letters come into our company saying, "Oh, I can't believe you said that." What you on? Anyway.
Again, referring back to Free Mission Media's HR department, this guy again, and having another meeting.
Have another meeting. It's always me, for some reason.
I know, for some odd reason.
I mean, you always watch the Fighter and the Kid show. They talk about going to the zoo, watching two rhinos doing it, but they didn't say doing it. They said the actual word, and they're still on air. So.
Well, Joey, they're monetized much bigger.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true. Well, we try to do our own thing here, though. I'd say we got something pretty well going on,
Yeah, of course. We got to make sure we keep all of our sponsors and all the young viewers out there to watch our show that are 12 and under.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of future MMA fighters out there, and they look up to us.
That's true. That's true. I would say, that is the one cool part of doing this show is getting to see, meet a lot of young fighters or even just my friend here, kind of at the, beginnings of their careers. And then watching them progress and then move on to, like we have discussed, her pro debut and just different levels of successes. And it's really cool to see where they started at, on top of it, too, with the good and the bad, because I'm sure, coming up, especially with your journey, with it being the ups and the downs, and the uncertainties and the doubts and, but the overcoming of that is truly what's an incredible thing that I'm really, as somebody who gets to host this show and get to be a part of Free Mission Media, really am grateful to see.
And, I actually did some research on a couple of your fights on YouTube. And there was one fight, I believe, that was almost like a black and white camo background. And you had the really blonde bleached hair.
Yeah.
And you were going in like an animal. And I was studying the way you fight. And I was studying the way you throw those punches. And because of your height, I noticed you do a lot. And I don't want to share the secret too much, but I kind of watch your footwork. And you go down a lot. When you go down, you come in, when you're going inside, you come in with that freaking hook right to the chin. And I count how many chin checks you did to that one girl. I'm thinking that girl's still standing, and when she fell down and you got on top of her and she was trying to attempt a triangle and she couldn't do that to you, and then you got up and started just towards the end, ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. But I noticed that style that style you have, and it's just amazing because it reminds me of the old school. If you look at a lot of the old school Mike Tyson fights, when Mike Tyson would go in the ring, and when that bell rang, he went in like this, then he just went down and he just went boom. right into you, right into the face, right into the gut, and right into the face.
Yeah.
And I see your style just like that because you come in like a little Tasmanian devil. And I was just like, damn, this girl would really fuck me up one night if I ever drink too many mojitos at the local drag
She's
show.
done that to me when I've came into the gym sober, Joey. Like Diana's the one that taught me bring your hands back, keep your guard up. Was eating those hooks.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not gonna do this. Like I already told everybody one day I'm gonna attempt to do the drag thing, and if I don't win the drag competition, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna say I didn't win. I don't give a fuck. And then she's gonna tell me, calm down, Joey. Calm down, Teresa. I'm like, no, fuck her. And then she pushes me, and I push her. Next thing she's just gonna, bah, and gives you a big old drag queen giant hit the ground. Eyelashes falling off, the wig falling, glitter all over the place. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
It's an explosion.
I'm freaking want to see that so bad. I really do.
What, you punching me in the face?
No, you dressed up like a drag.
And it will happen, believe me. I mean, people will say, oh, you just talk a lot of shit. No, I don't. I'm a guy that keeps it real, especially after drinking a bunch of this. I got Celo Rojo. Celo Rojo. I'm talking, this is the stuff she smuggled from Colombia. You can't
allegedly.
You can't get this. Come on, keep it real. I mean, she probably, like.
I'm trying to protect my friend's legalities.
Well, I'm just saying she might. Just hiding under there.
All alleged.
And she comes home. Whoop. There you go. Under the tetas and everything, and that's why it's all warm. I thought it was a chocolate bar. I'm like, nope, it's really coffee. But this coffee,
this was a cold brew.
Yeah. No, but it's all in Spanish, so you can tell it's straight from Colombia. It says in my special English, made with 50% of coffee grounds, 50% of cocaine. That's straight from Colombia right here. That's what you call the cocaine.
All allegedly.
So when I get home, I'm gonna put a spoon in my cup, put a spoon in the glass, drink it up, rack it up, and feel like a rock star all night.
Yep.
But thank you again for that coffee. I totally appreciate it. And I was joking about the cocaine. For real, there's no, allegedly, there's no cocaine
allegedly.
in this from
all
Colombia.
Alleged.
I mean, I watched Narcos, Pablo Escobar. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
It's great coffee.
Great coffee.
Great coffee.
So you said you visit the family. Were you almost like what Adam mentioned? Were you kind of treated like a rock star out there? Where did people actually know out there that you fight?
Oh yeah. The whole neighborhood knows. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
I'll like
That's
last
a rep.
time when I went over there for my fight, when I fought on Fearless, my amateur fight, I went to Colombia, and then our neighbor was sitting outside and she was looking at a video, and then I was walking into the apartment, and she like looks at me, she's like, is this you? And then I was like, oh dang, that's crazy. Like, yeah, it's me. And so pretty much everybody knows, and they're really excited for me, and they always congratulate me, and they really.
Yeah, I guess you have somebody, Libby, saying Fearless 6, baby.
Yeah, Fearless.
You know Libby. You know Libby.
I freaking love Libby, dude.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, Libby? How you doing? We got to get you
Well,
back on the show one day. Get you get some interviews with you. But anyway, and so you treated like a rock star out there. Of course, I'm pretty sure you were humble and everything else. Like, yeah, and then deep down, I was like, yeah, that was me. Yeah, I fucked him up. Because that would be me. I'd be like, oh yeah, I know.
And turn this show, he's like, yes.
Where's my free food? I'm famous. That's me on TV.
I'm out here throwing hands, or else you're gonna catch these hands if you don't get me that bill.
And I have. Have you seen my tortilla hands? I'm known for my tortilla hands.
I've never heard
They're
of that.
speedy.
Well, I tell people
Show
like I got to take off these rings. I don't want to like knock anybody out. So I tell people I have fast hands. And then if you ever see somebody make homemade tortillas,
Yeah.
you know how that. Those are my tortilla hands. That's how fast my hands are. That's how fast they'll be in the ring. And now that I'm losing weight, you can't even see my hands. Look at it. My hands are moving around. You can't tell. Look at how fast they are. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Definitely tortilla hands.
Tortilla hands all day. I can't eat them anymore, but I can still make them.
Flour tortillas are really hard to make.
You know, really? You think
I
so?
think so. Yeah.
Flour? Come on.
I think
You think
really
maíz
works
is a lot easier to make?
Stretch, yeah.
Well, it's almost like making little pizzas. And you gotta have the nice roller and then a little powder. And, it's like it's easy. And then you have to put it on the what they call and in Spanish around the calma or what?
I forgot what it's called.
My Spanish is terrible. I'm sorry, folks. Even though
Me too.
I am from Santana and she has a tattoo representing all day Santana. But anyway, so you and your trip in Colombia, you had a great time. You met a lot of the family. ate all the good food.
Oh, yeah.
I saw you living the dangerous life on a motorcycle.
Oh my God.
I mean,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just, and there's no helmets allowed in the area. You can wear no helmet at all.
You can be like any age riding a motorcycle.
What the?
It doesn't
Wait,
matter.
what?
Yeah, really.
Could you be like 8
have,
just out here just riding a bike and all that?
I have a 12-year-old cousin who just rides around the motorcycle
Wow.
everywhere.
Wow, just riding dirty.
yeah.
Just going, giving it hell.
Are they
Wow.
popping wheelies, doing tricks?
Yeah, they do a bunch of crazy stuff.
That's crazy.
They get in a lot of car crashes. Pretty dangerous. I mean, motorcycle crashes and stuff. There's this one kid who he really jacked himself up. But yeah.
And did you witness this?
No, I didn't. But when I got there, he told me about it, and I was like, oh my God, like he's like walking different, and like yeah, he's really messed up right now.
I wiped out on my electric bike.
He's okay. He's just a little special.
He's okay. He just can't walk straight. Okay, like his spine's maybe just broken.
not
He
stupid.
have 3 different disc herniations, but he's okay.
Oh man. So okay, so you enjoyed your vacation. You were out there, and then the flight back was normal and everything else.
Yeah.
Now during her time when she was out there, before she left, because we were supposed to actually do this. I think about a week ago, but she had told us, "Oh, unfortunately, I have to go to Colombia because I'm getting deported."
Allegedly.
Allegedly, I'm getting deported back to Colombia. But anyway, she had told us some great news, which we'll bring it up in a little bit. But do we want to talk about some of the fights before we go here? Maybe we'll end the story with this.
Am I hopping in with
Yeah,
my
'cause,
breakdown?
yeah,
The
'cause I
bloody
figure-
knuckle breakdown?
Yeah, because today's going to be a very short show today, according to
Yeah.
our man, our producer.
Little short and sweet
'Cause he
one
had
tonight.
Yeah, so we're going to make it happen. So let's talk about the breakdown. Let's talk about how our girl, the old school chick, our beautiful
Aaron Toehill,
Oh.
Tone Hill, and
former boxing coach as
Oh, yeah.
well.
and also our, what's her name? What do they call her? Cupcake?
Misha Tate
Oh, Misha Tate. Love that cupcake. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
dominated.
Let's just talk about this. Let's tell us about what's
Oh,
happening.
we talked about last week's fight,
And then we'll bring up some of this week's stuff, too. Yeah.
Of course. But okay, we got to recap the amazing, incredible return of Misha Cupcake Tate. Pioneer in women's MMA, pioneer of the sport in general. On top of it, too, honestly, after seeing that performance, one of the better contenders to maybe knock Amanda Nunes off that throne. With I've never seen somebody take that long of a layoff and their striking get that much better in that time. She's out here with stiff jabs, good rights, looking comfortable. I feel like a lot of times when Misha Tate used to fight, it'd be your kind of atypical wrestler style of I'm just gonna throw power shots. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna take you down and just out wrestle you. Misha wanted to keep it standing.
Oh, yeah.
Misha was out here boxing like a boxer.
Yeah.
And it was just something incredible. On top of it too, she was in the best shape I've ever seen her in at what, 35?
Exactly.
34, 35?
It was amazing.
And I think she only had her baby a year ago. That performance is just something incredible of its own, just by the circumstances around it, and then the performance itself, where she just pitched a complete shutout. Where I believe it was a rear naked choke finish or an armbar finish, one of the two. I believe in the second round, and that was just something incredible to watch, and also a great pick. Your boy got right. That one I was very proud of, and an exciting fight. Of course, I didn't get my upset right with Thiago Moises. Unfortunately, Islam Makhachev showing why he's Islam Makhachev, Habib's protege.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on, I guess, that same level of hype that Khabib had, or that same level of invincibility. I think there's certain guys that may still be able to beat him. He has kind of yet to honestly get that big name opponent. Mm-hmm. Although Thiago Moises is a great fighter, he's very tricky, very hard to figure out, but just styles are styles, and just he didn't have it that night, unfortunately, and especially with Islam just shutting him out everywhere. Thiago couldn't get it going anywhere. Even you could see atypically when he's behind the cage, that's a lot of times where he's most comfortable striking with the cage at his back, because he can kind of bait you in and get you with things. But Islam, being honestly the great striker that he is, which he's not given enough credit for, he didn't bite at all. He didn't fall for any of his tricks. He stayed composed the whole time and implemented his game plan as always.
Now, real quick, Libby had just, after we said she should come back on their show, she said, hey, let's make it happen and have Debo and a few fighters on. So I think she wants to make this like an all-lady show. We'll bring like an all-lady show here.
Let's bring a
Seriously,
women's
fearless
MMA roundtable. Fearless reunion.
Yeah, fearless reunion.
And that's what Libby's saying. She's like, let's make it happen. So, hey, we can make this happen,
Watch
Libby.
out
We'll
for a
just
fearless reunion.
We'll make this phone call. And then who else is? Eddie Flores is watching.
Yeah, she's gonna be at Epic tomorrow. I'm gonna see her. I'm gonna drop off some coffee as well for her.
There you go. And I can't pronounce that last name, Brian.
Brian Atkinson.
Atkinson.
Oh, I think that's shout out to David Atkinson.
There
That's
you
my
go.
manager.
There
right
you go,
from
sorry.
Dream. Yeah. That's my man right there. He's fucking dope, man. I
Awesome.
love
So
it.
they're all watching tonight. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching. If you have any
Thank you.
questions, throw them on this page here so we can read them out to you or whatever. But Libby, definitely, we're going to make that happen. That big reunion you're talking about, maybe having all these girls here all together. We'll make it happen.
Some of women's MMA's top prospect, like our friend here, and then some of
Yes.
the other women that she got to fight on the card with.
So let's talk about the card, man. Let's just get this going.
Okay, let's get this going. Kicking off this amazing.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Aaron. I forgot about Aaron.
Oh,
my
yeah,
bad.
God,
My
I
bad.
almost forgot. We got to give Erin her credit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, making her final walk to the ring, cage, whatever you want to say. She's done it all. Hopefully, we may see her in some jiu-jitsu soon. I really am excited for that.
Yeah.
I think she would do really, really well in that. But
She's a brown belt, I think.
I believe so. Yeah. It's, you know, and definitely has the experience to back it as well with her MMA fights.
Your ex-husband is,
Oh, the her ex-husband
ex-husband was
is the
like-
wrestling coach at Extreme Couture, right?
yeah, but he's not just a wrestling coach. That guy's got his own system. So he's from Gokor. He's from the highest stand guys, right?
Yeah.
And,
Our viewers,
he had
our
a
Robert
lot
is
of-
for me that Aaron Tohill's former ex-husband is from Gokor, not just the wrestling coach.
Yeah, he's a highest stand guy, right? So, Neil Melanson, take his jujitsu or his submission grappling is pretty amazing. Got some amazing stuff. Super big dude. He used to be a air marshal and shit.
Yeah.
Then like he had something fucked up with his toe. They said like you can't do jujitsu for like a year or something, or you can cut your toe off. Cut his toe off instead.
Are you serious?
Wow, that's nuts.
He's a big dude, man. Like
That's
he's
crazy.
like looks like he's 6'3", 6'4",
Wow.
like 100 and.
Well, our viewers, as Robert just informed me while off camera, Aaron Tohill's former ex-husband as well, with being such a high-level grappler and also a high-level, you know, just person in general, he is also a former U.S. Air Marshal who, when he broke his toe, had the choice to not grapple for a year or cut it off. He chose to cut it off,
Yeah.
like a true savage. True
I
savage.
don't
That
know.
is the
I might lose
definition
balance.
of a savage.
He was known for like at the time.
I need my toes, man.
Yeah, for real. I need that.
I studied some of his stuff because of the fact that he was the first to really try to figure out when like rubber guard really came into play in the jiu-jitsu tournament scene, like how to like really get around it a lot
Mhm.
and how to like kind of combat that with his own style. And it's some pretty interesting like arm pins with your leg to lock down people's shoulders and stuff
Oh, wow.
that you could use for similar to the same situation of pinning someone like with rubber guard from posturing up to hit you.
Mm.
But he had another way where you could lock up that person's half of the body, but using only your half.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's harder for them to get up, but they still had a free arm, but it was still an interesting.
That's so a very interesting event.
And you know, viewers can actually hear him. When I rewatch the
Oh,
show,
really?
they can really hear him in the background.
Oh, that's good.
So you don't have to like.
I
He's
know,
like a
sometimes.
translator.
Well,
like you're
still.
like it's like how Helen those translators when they play baseball and you have somebody from Cuba and then like. And I like playing baseball, and he loves this. He loves his family, and God bless everybody, and blah blah blah. And then you go back to him. Okay.
Well, sometimes too. Like as much as I love Robert, you know, he is a very smart man.
No,
so I have to dumb it down for our viewers at times. You know.
So let's talk
I have
about
to put it in layman's terms.
let's talk
but-
about Aaron's fight now. Let's get into that.
All right. Well, Erin, as always, came in as a technical boxer that she is. Honestly, I thought she won the fight, if we're honest. I think, like, if you stay composed on top of it, too, you pick your shots and actually do more damage than the other person, I think you should win the fight. But, hey, I guess if you're entertaining and throw wild shots, I guess that wins you bare knuckle match.
And you run backwards a lot. That's what I was told, too. The lady ran a lot around the ring.
She did indeed.
She was afraid of those punches.
I would be, too. Who wouldn't be? It's Eric Towill. Liar.
I love getting hit.
Joey,
Aaron's gonna
you may
come
love
over.
to get hit, but then, when
I'll
you're
fight
speaking and
Aaron.
slurring from some of those hits from her, like, those are not easy hits to take.
Okay.
But, one of the things that I thought was interesting is, like, obviously she's been at some the highest levels of boxing, women's boxing. She fought Layla Ali for sake. And what I thought was how she said her take on how different it is. For one, you only got so many shots. You can't just be a volume person really in bare knuckle, like, or else, what is it, like, I think they average out like 2, maybe like 3-punch, 4-punch combos before they get hand breaks, wrist breaks, or something starts going. Even I think Charles Felony Bennett in one of his like debuting or second, like 2 or 3 fights into his bare knuckle career, broke his wrist and lost his fight. Like, and he was winning, and he broke his wrist, and he just, fight's over. And what's impressive, I don't think Erin had any sprains at all. Like, her hands was a little bit swollen, and she had a few injuries, but overall her longevity was fine from that fight. A few cuts and bruises, but came out relatively unscathed on top of it too. No, she's retired.
Oh, really?
That was her last fight. The official or last retirement fight from, I believe, any striking sport.
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu remain to be seen. Hey, there's an avenue for you. You're an experienced person. I'd love to see it. I'm a fan.
Me too.
But on top of it too, I really like her style as well. Going in there, she kept it really kind of tighter guard, but really kind of use her range and her reach. Yeah. And you can kind of tell the other chick was just kind of go your atypical bare knuckle fighter of like, I'm gonna keep my hands low and hope for a lucky shot. And like I said, you're facing somebody who's an incredibly technical boxer and has been around the fight game since it's pretty much started. Like, you can't go out there trying to knock somebody who's at that level out, like just by throwing wild ass hooks. You got to come up with a game plan. And Erin had an incredible performance, lots of split decision.
Oh, yeah.
Even you could see some back and forth on after the fight from her opponent.
Yeah.
But anybody who watches that fight, we all think she won. I thought she won. I'm sure you watched it and thought she won. Joey, I don't know if you got to watch it and thought she won.
No, I did. I watched it, and I'm just like, what? Yeah, but like I said, it reminds me of some of the old school boxing matches where you see somebody running around in circles backwards, and they want to win the fight. I'm like, you piece of poop, And yeah.
But no, she really, like, and on top of it too, like, her opponent looked more damaged than she did at the end of the match. Yeah. So I thought it was a really great fight for Erin, a really great note to go out on to end an incredible combat sports career. Again, a person who's really a pioneer of women's MMA as well. And just women's boxing as well on top of it.
And Erin, if you're watching this show later on, please, we'd like to book you again on the show, get you on here, because, we'd like to show you some love and respect here.
She's a great coach, too, man.
Yes.
Just speaks on life and really helped me.
And she loves animals, which I do, too. I care about dogs, and she's a vegan, and a big on dog rescue, and that's what I'm all about, too, so.
I know.
Much love and respect.
A true people person as well, like an incredible coach as well. You can see with some of her students just... I always love tuning into like any of her videos where it's breaking down technique or anything like that, because she actually uses her students as her examples, which I don't think enough coaches have honestly enough confidence to do, especially in their social media, where you can see where she'll take a student on. You see 2-3 months, they're already making progress on just incredible fundamentals that from an atypical boxing coach, like maybe, they may half-ass you, just hold pads all there. Erin, what I like, she goes in depth with all her students. What I really love was, like, I believe she had a whole post basically about footwork and boxing. Going back to her bare knuckle fight of henceforth why footwork is so key within striking sports. I think footwork is one of those really underrated factors within any combat sport, and especially with her emphasis on it, you could see it especially within her style where she's fighting bare knuckle, backing this chick up the whole time, just hitting her with straight shots, just picking her apart.
She fixed my hands.
All right.
For sure.
But like I said, to end that note out on, in our opinion, Erin Tohill, you won that fight.
Yeah, you did.
And honest to God, thank you for an incredible career and entertaining us as fans and just fans of you. You're a great person, and hopefully you can come back on the show and talk about that experience with us.
Yes.
Now, moving on to my favorite part of every week, the thing that I enjoy studying for every week, my bloody knuckle breakdown with your host, Adam Youngblood Araby. And to kick off this incredible UFC card, we're rolling in with a great fight of two great strikers between Adrian Yanez, moving on, against Randy the Zohan Costa.
Zohan.
I know, right?
I love that. That's
you like that
that's
snap?
new. I'm gonna make a shirt off of that.
That rolling. I gotta make that a current thing every time we kick it off. We kicking it off, and
that's
I
a meme
know.
right there.
That's a meme
I'm gonna
right
do
there.
something with that
Oh,
tonight.
that's gonna be a great one. But this is an exciting fight, honestly. Between this and a few fights up, like I've been bouncing back and forth between the Darren Elkins fight and this fight for my fight of the night. Personally, I'm going this one for my fight of the night just because they're bantamweights and this is going to be so high paced. I don't know how we're going to keep up with the hand speed of either guy. Randy Costa, who just came in, looked like a beast since he's came into the UFC. You know, interesting kind of backstory with how he got into fighting. He never really wanted to be a professional fighter. He just really wanted to kind of train, enjoyed it, did it for the fitness, and actually was kind of taken under the wing of Joe Lozon, I believe. It was kind of getting the push from him. It was like, dude, you're good enough. Go pro. And here he is. The man's in the UFC out here showing off, you know, another South Florida talent, like our guy who kicked off the card, Billy Quarantillo, you know, who's just coming in and looks like a beast. You know, the one thing I really like about Randy Costa is he's very, although he has a diverse like striking skill set, the way he game plans and sets traps is very tricky. You could see it within his last head kick knockout, where he even was breaking it down with, I believe it was Coach Micah B, and where he was talking about he'll use his kind of length and his reach because he has really long arms, especially for bantamweight, and really knows how to use just kind of that length and looseness that he has within his body to where he'll kind of feint you in and he'll set you up with kind of this odd kind of karate style head kicks. And I believe he also trains out of Sanford MMA with Henry Hooft as his coach as well. So obviously a great striking background. I do think Adrian Yanez edges him out a little bit on the ground game, you know, which is where we may see a difference, just by the fact that the best style comparison that Adrian Yanez gets a lot of times, I think he's a little bit different just because of his speed. He's very much like Jorge Masvidal, especially with the way that he boxes, kind of that kind of stand upright style. I'm coming in and trying to knock you out. But on top of it as well, he'll set up his traps too. But he has a hand. How they set up traps is very different. Randy Costa will use his length, his reach, and his looseness. Adrian Yanez will use his incredible athleticism, his speed, and his fight IQ and his eyesight. So for this one, I've been bouncing back and forth in my head a lot. I really like both guys, but I'm going with Mr. Knockout, Adrian Yanez. Who are you going with, guys?
I'm going with same Adrian.
Keeping it Cuban? Going with Yanez?
Yeah.
Keeping it Cuban, Joey?
Guantanamera.
We going with Adrian Yanez.
Yes.
Sorry, Zohan. But moving on to this next fight on this card, we've got the future Macy Barber taking on Miranda Maverick. An exciting fight. I believe Miranda Maverick used to fight for LFA before the UFC, as we were talking about before. Invicta. You are correct on that.
Yeah.
You know, and so Miranda Maverick has a wealth of experience fighting at a high level before she entered the UFC. Really well-rounded fighter. There isn't really, when you look at her game, one thing that really sticks out, like, because she does so many things well, but the way she puts all those things she does well together is something incredible, and why she is the favorite in this fight. Macy Barber, I don't know. I was sold on her when she came in the UFC. I enjoyed the hype train, but honestly, after seeing like a few of her fights and the one where she tore her knee and getting to really see where her jiu-jitsu's at, now she just kind of tries to bum rush you and tries to use her athleticism and power and kind of relies on that a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be looking for her to mature, you know, show some new things in her game, you know, switch it up, you know, evolve as a fighter. She comes in with that same game plan. I really think Miranda Maverick is gonna win, so I'm taking the Maverick on this one.
Same Maverick.
Joey?
I know my rights, so read them.
I don't know what that means, but
I know it's just trying to match Miranda. Like I know it's something different, Miranda. You know, Miranda rights, whatever. So.
Oh,
Miranda
Miranda. Okay. It was a little bit of a pull. It was
I try.
It was a little bit.
Sorry.
All right, and moving on, another potential fight of the night candidate. Two guys who just they'd scrap anywhere. They, you know, if they're down to fight in anywhere, back alleys, fields. You know, if these two guys are gonna fight, expect a bloody mess. We have Darren the Damage Elkins taking on Derek Minner. Derek Minner is a crafty vet that I don't think is doesn't get enough credit for how good he is. Not super well known, but really diverse fighter. Really likes to get down and get to scrap. Darren Elkins, we know what he's going to bring. A lot of heart, a lot of forward pressure, good grappling, good wrestling, a good, well-rounded game. We have 2 great vets going at it who are really looking to trade. And honestly, I don't see either guy really backing up too much, but I'm going to go with the damage on this one. I'm going with Darren Elkins. I don't know why, but I'm feeling Darren Elkins. This is one I was jumping back and forth on a lot, but I'm liking our guy, the comeback king. Who are we going with?
Wait, Darren's the one with damage tattooed on
The
his
damage,
chest, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going for him too.
I'll go the other direction.
You going Derek Minner?
Yeah,
the other
Derek.
crafty vet.
Yes. It's going to be a bloody mess.
By the way, I have those guys, like, the minute they throw a punch, they just... It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre every time these guys fight. All right. If you want to move it up for me a little bit, Robert, so we can get into that co-main and main event on this exciting card. Oh, actually, we have one more fight before the co-main event that I almost forgot about, but I'm so excited for. We have Return of the Matrix, Kyler Phillips, somebody who trains out of, I believe, the lab in Arizona.
Yeah.
We're kind of part of Sean O'Malley's team and that whole crew up there. Really good jiu-jitsu guy with a karate background, and has been honestly cage fighting since I think he was 16. This is a young kid, so he's been competing for a while. Although he has a 9-1 record, the guy has a wealth of experience and a really extensive amateur career. Taking on, exciting Brazilian prospect Raulian Paiva. Interesting that he's moving back up to bantamweight for this fight, although his last fight was at flyweight and he did look good and he can make the weight. I think Kyler Phillips is going to be a little bit bigger at bantamweight, but Raulian Paiva was already pretty tall for flyweight, so I think the size difference isn't going to be too big of a factor in this fight. Although, what I really like about Kyler Phillips is just his style is so exciting. With that karate background, the fact that he's so athletic, and on top of it, too, you don't know where these attacks are coming from, This guy can do handstands off of one hand. Like, he's super athletic. And he's out here throwing spinning kicks on top of it, too, level changing, like, throwing in takedowns off the, spin kicks. I don't know what he could do. I'm going with the Matrix on this one.
Let's see. I'm going with the Brazilian.
You going Raulian Paiva?
Yeah.
I'm going for the Karate Jesus.
Going Karate Matrix. Yes. All right. Moving on to an exciting co-main event. Aspen Ladd, a great prospect in the women's bantamweight division. There was even talks of her being able to eventually take on Amanda Nunes. I think she has a little more time to develop. Let's give her some more fights, get her some more experience before. Because I really think that will be a competitive matchup. Taking on Macy Chasson, who's a good, well-rounded fighter. Again, kind of similar to Miranda Maverick in that when you look at her game and her overall skill set, there's not one thing that like jumps out at you, but an overall good skill set that's really well put together. I don't know. Aspen Ladd has just been a great prospect since she's entered the UFC, and she's had close fights. Even her one loss, she was game the whole time. She wasn't trying to, she wasn't out there trying to curl up and all that. She was still trading shots back and forth. And so I'm going with Aspen Ladd on this one.
Let's see. I got Aspen too.
You got Aspen?
I got Mendoza. Oh, she's not on this card. I thought she's right here.
Oh.
I was just,
That's
thinking.
a lock anyway. Just
call
bet
me
your
a
whole paycheck on that.
There you go.
Diana's fighting. Just bet your whole your whole paycheck.
Just snap that finger again. Maybe it'll get your brain working.
Right?
There you go. I'm going for Aspen all the way.
Aspen Ladd.
Yeah. So what's our main event? What's going on with our main
On
event?
to that main event. Return of a legend. Return of a former champion. Return of a guy who's very controversial in this sport. But also, hey, a local guy down from us. A dude who's wrestled at Fullerton. Trains a kind of one of our sister gyms, Classic Fight Team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I got the shirt on, classic.
Hey, shout out to them, and all their fighters, great people. Shout out to Tyler Wombles as well, amazing striking coach.
Awesome
You could
guy.
even see with just, he's out here, holding pads for TJ Dillashaw, on the same levels with a lot of high-level fighters, and you could even see Dillashaw even looks even more like a killer since he started working with him.
Oh yeah.
And training and sparring all down there.
Dude's a beast.
But Corey Sandhagen, though.
Yeah.
Corey Sandhagen's just a beast. before that one loss to Aljamain Sterling, even after it with that incredible highlight reel spinning wheel kick KO of Marlon Moraes, not Marlon Vera, and he's just been on a tear. And one thing I really love about Corey Sandhagen since that one Aljamain Sterling loss is how much his mentality towards fighting has changed. You could kind of see fighters when they kind of get to that higher levels, they think the mindset that currently got them there kind of is, they get complacent with that. They're like, oh yeah, this is what I got. This is what it takes. Yeah, no, I'm good. If I get to the championship, that's great, but I'm just going to keep trying to win. Corey Sandhagen, I don't know what he did since that loss. I don't know what books he read. That guy has just turned into a straight killer since that loss. Like, hearing that guy talk about fighting before and hear him talk about his approach to fighting now, you could see this dude gains some kind of killer instinct, because he doesn't go into fights just trying to win anymore. He goes in trying to take your head off and bring you to hell.
That's right.
Which is something that TJ Dillashaw has been doing for a long, long time, being the cardio king. And this is one fight I was been jumping back and forth. But I'm going to go with TJ Dillashaw just because I think he has a more diverse skill set. And I think actually the height advantage and the reach advantage is coming actually a disadvantage for Corey Sandhagen just by TJ Dillashaw's speed. I don't know if Corey Sandhagen can overcome a guy as fast as TJ Dillashaw, who's also that aggressive with proven knockout power at bantamweight. Mm. And he's not. And on top of it too, the guys that TJ Dillashaw knocked out were all former champions. Mm-hmm. Cody Garbrandt twice. Renan Barão, 5th round. TJ Dillashaw comes for the finish, and he comes trying to take you in those deep waters on top of it too, and he has the cardio tank to back every shot he's trying to take your head off with. I'm taking Dillashaw.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty stoked to watch him fight again, Dillashaw.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah. I've been a fan for a long, long time.
Me too.
Regardless of EPO or not, I'm still a fan of Dillashaw. If you train in Orange County, you got to be a fan of TJ Dillashaw. If you go to Fullerton, you got to be a fan of TJ Dillashaw.
If you go to Tijuana, Mexico, I'm going for Tijuana Dillashaw.
I like it, Joey.
All day.
I like it.
Oh, now he speaks. This
and
guy
Robert
back here
jumps in, to go against everybody's pick, saying Corey Sandhagen's gonna whoop his ass.
I'll bet you a foot long, even though I won't be able to eat it.
Burrito on this one. We're bringing back the burrito bets, and we're going for, where are we going for this burrito on this one?
Well, I can't eat those. I'll do push-ups.
That's fair. Robert, where are we going for burritos?
Why?
We going to Del Taco for burritos.
It's very cheap. It's good stuff.
Hey.
But anyway,
I'll take that bet.
This was that great bloody breakdown by our boy Adam Youngblood, right? That's what we call you, Youngblood.
Adam Youngblood.
Youngblood. So, I'd like to thank any of your sponsors before we do this whole big old shebang here. Any of your sponsors, people, your coaches, or you want to sign this and then eventually thank them after this?
Well, let's do a drum roll before we announce what she's about to sign.
You want to do this right now? Do a drum roll?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I like it.
Now, as you see right behind me, Combate Global. We are being blessed. We are being honored here. She would have done this in her garage at the local pub. Maybe in Colombia when she was on vacation with her family there, but she
showing
actually,
off to the neighborhood.
She actually messaged us saying, "You know what? I had a great time on the show because you guys are the #1 show out there in MMA world."
That's right.
That's what she said. She said, "I didn't say that," but she said that.
She gave me those props. I appreciate it.
And she's giving us the love. She's actually signing her pro contract with Combate Global in our facility, in our joint, live here in our studio, and this is a big blessing, and we totally thank you for this.
Is incredible.
So let's go ahead. We're going to witness her sign this contract.
Baby right
Let's
here.
sign it right now.
Oh, man.
This has just been incredible. I was very excited when you reached out, Diana, asking for this opportunity to sign it.
Let's just prove that she signed it. I'm a witness here. I'm not a lawyer, but her name, if you want, right?
My legal guardian, yeah.
Right there. Her legal name is Rosa Linda Samunda Marta Vineyard.
I like the ending. Vineyard.
Well, you know,
Throw
us
English in there.
Spanish folks, we have like long ass names.
But why the English version? Of
What,
the
Marta
word?
Vineyard? That's it. I said with the accent. Vineyard.
You said vineyard.
I mean, it's like my legal name is Jose Luis Hinojosa Jr. Thanks, Dad. I love you so much for that name. That's my real name, Jose. Not, I mean, well, yeah. So that's us Spanish folks. We have like the whole alphabet in our name.
Yes.
I mean, I just got a
Z's.
bunch of the same letters.
So-
Adam Jovan Arab Shahi.
So when you received this contract here, how did it feel? Did you get like goosebumps, or were you just like, oh my god, like this is happening? Like,
Yeah.
what was the feel of that? Like,
You know, yeah, dude. I was like on cloud 9, dude, for like a whole week, and yeah, it's been good.
like me, I'm very dramatic, and I've probably been in tears, and this single
I
dolphin.
was in tears, dude.
Like I just imagine I can win a contract for an all-eating contest, but I'm too skinny now. I can't do that anymore. But honestly, congratulate. This means a lot to us that you actually brought this here to sign it on our show. I mean, this is amazing. We're very proud of all of your achievements. I looked at some of your old fights on the YouTubes and been following you on your Instagram page and all that stuff. And you're up and coming. I mean, you're gonna dominate this whole game.
I think so.
And we're gonna watch you grow. And then when you become famous, and I'm in the nosebleed yelling your name, Diva.
Yeah. Don't forget us, please.
And you're gonna be like. Walking the, in
I'll
that
just
big
be
old
like, "Diva."
octagon.
She's like, I used to choke that little skinny giraffe.
And he's like, I don't know them.
I used to beat him up.
Trying to go to the after parties. It's us. It's us. Her nose up in the air. No, just anyway. No, honestly, congratulations. I mean, even Libby's like giving you a congrats on the live chat here.
Thanks,
it's awesome.
Libby.
And congratulations. What's any shout outs? What's she writing here? So you want to just.
Now, I also just got to say, like, as somebody who's gotten to train with Diana and, like I said, watch your career, I was incredibly honored by just the fact of you reaching out just to get to do on this show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so, like I said, everyone at our gym or anybody that I know that trains, I always try to root for them. It makes me incredibly excited to see any of my friends have success or anybody that I know who's a good person just have success in this life. And I truly appreciate from the bottom of my heart you reaching out to us and allowing us to capture this incredible moment in your career.
And even Libby's saying the same thing. She's like congratulating her big time on our live chat feed. And now, is there any big shout outs you'd like to give out to, just because you made it here so far? Is there any people that you'd like to thank right now? So when this plays out, in a replay, and you can send this over back home and just give your love and shout out.
When this isn't a UFC promo or Combate Global promo.
So let's just give a shout out to all your folks, your sponsors.
Mom and dad, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them and their support. And coaches, of course, Coach Adam Lynn and all my teammates. Mainly like people who inspired, the dream. And it's, Mike Segura definitely inspired me. He was one of the biggest ones that inspired me to keep doing it.
Awesome.
Who else? Moses Marietta. Let's see who else. There's so
shout out to
many
both those
people.
guys fighting up at.
They're fighting.
It's pretty soon. Lights Out.
Yeah, same with Free Love.
And Free Love as well, fighting in a few weeks.
And Jeff Malore, Justin Governell was my old jiu-jitsu coach, and he was just
Funniest man alive in MMA.
Yeah, super inspiring. He could talk talk good, just talk on life. It was really inspirational. And you guys, man, you guys support me from the beginning.
Thank you so much.
Just the amateur days and everything, and but yeah.
And then I'm glad to finally get to know you. Like I said, I've seen you a lot in your social media, but now I finally get to meet you because of Adam.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he brought you on board to get the interviews in and get and watch some of your fights, see who you're all about, and now sign this huge contract where, folks, you're gonna be seeing her a lot on your
You're
local.
gonna see her highlights a lot.
Highlights a lot, and when they air this stuff on on Fight TV, they air these type of fights on Fight TV. No.
Fox Sports.
Fox Sports.
HBO.
Fox Sports, HBO,
Univision.
Oh, it's Univision. That's right, Univision.
or Univision.
And I think they got a deal with like Paramount too.
Oh wow! So
Paramount as well?
she's gonna be blowing up, folks.
Come
So right now, like this is the only time I'm probably gonna see her. Then once she's out of here, peace out, Joey the Bull. Peace out, Adam the Giraffe.
Yeah, right.
Robert, whatever. But anyway, where can they find you on your social media so they're looking out for you now that everybody knows what's happening? They want to be your friend. They want to look you up. Where can they find you?
Yeah, just go on my fight pages, Diana X MMA.
Awesome.
Me, as always, the Fight Life Connoisseurs YouTube channel, podcast, Instagram, and Adam_Araby.
And then you can find me Joey the Bull in every freaking deal in the world out there. You can look me up. I'm a pretty handsome, good-looking guy. I'm losing all this weight and I'm becoming a sexy beast. Believe me, my wife is loving it. Arr. Anyway, folks, this has been another great show, another great Gym Crashers. Once again, thank you so much for bringing your contract. Thanks for coming to the show. Libby, we're going to definitely make this happen. A whole reunion. We'll have to figure out time and dates and everybody's free.
I'm so excited for that.
So we can get this thing going. It's going to be a madhouse in here. Once again, Gym Crashers signing out. Love.